Welcome back to another Fight Night prediction video. Today I'll be predicting every fight on Vettori versus Dolidze 2, Vegas 104 in the Apex once again. Now we're starting off with first fight, Yuneisy Duben versus Carli Judice. Now something kind of cool about this fight, they both have 100% finish rate, which is... I've never seen that in a WMMA fight. 100% of Judice's win is by knockout. And then Duben, she has one sub. She's 6-0. Judice is 3-2. I mean, she lost on the Contender Series once by a split decision against Ernesta Karatskate. And then they brought her in the UFC against I forget who, but she also lost that one by a split decision. So, she seems alright, but Yuneisy Duben has power. Like, I know Judice has knocked people out, but she's flatlined somebody with one punch. I've never seen that. So, well, I have seen it, but not recently. So I'm going to go with Duben here. I'm going to say... probably by decision. Probably by 29-28. Next fight, Josiane Nunes versus Priscila Cachoeira. I know Cachoeira's fought good comp. Has she been winning against them? Not really. She's been around for a while. I know Nunes isn't too great. She lost to Jacqueline Cavalcanti, but Cavalcanti's alright. I'm going to say Josiane Nunes wins this one. She might get a finish, honestly, but I'm going to say UD. Moving on, Daniel Barez versus Andre Lima. I'm going with Andre Lima here. Very good prospect, talented. I know it's flyweight. A lot of them are good. This is one of the most skilled divisions. Andre Lima, he had a pretty good win against Felipe dos Santos, who had a close fight with Manel Cap. So, and he beat him pretty decisively, pretty clearly. That's a good win. I'm going to say, well, I know Barez, he fought his last fight with Victor Altamirano. I thought that could have went to Altamirano, to be honest, but they gave it to Barez. I know because he's Spanish, they want to invest in that Spanish market. So, who knows if this goes to a close decision, but I'm going to say Andre Lima gets the better of this one. Stephanie Luciano versus Sam Hughes. Wow. What a card. I'm going to say Luciano wins. She had a pretty good win with Alan Carr. That was her name. Pretty clear win. And I think the fight before that, she also fought the same opponent, Alan Carr, which was a draw. So she got a 10-8 in one of the rounds. Or was it the other way around? I think she got the 10-8. But I think Luciano's actually all right. I know Sam Hughes, she's been derailing hype trains, like Dudakova. I don't know if Dudakova's too great, though. She got TKO'd by Fatima Klein. But Fatima Klein did almost beat Jesuit Vicious, which is okay. So, I'm going to say Luciano wins this one. Probably by decision. Moving on, Carlos Vera versus Josias Musasa. Okay, this isn't funny. I'm gonna go with Musasa here. I know Vera is good at grappling. He didn't allow Rinya and Nakamura to do anything, but he did always just accept bottom position. On the feet, I'm not really seeing much. And he won't get submitted, that's fair, but I think this is going to be a kind of Ryan Hall, Ilya Topuria-like finish, where Carlos Vera is happy to go to the ground, but Musasa's just punching him, and then Vera's not really concerned about the punches and cares about grappling more. So I'm going to say Musasa gets this one by TKO. Very Topuria, Hall-like finish. I'm going to say round 1 or 2. Now moving on, we have Suyoung You versus AJ Cunningham. Suyoung You is a minus 625 favorite, so he probably should win this fight if he's that big of a favorite. I know I want to go AJ Cunningham. He's the training partner of Bryce Mitchell, the infamous. Suyoung You I haven't seen much of. I know I'm more familiar with Cunningham, but if the odds are like this, I'm going to have to go with Suyoung You by decision. I'll say 29-28. And now moving on, featured prelim, Waldo Cortes Acosta versus Ryan Spann. Waldo Cortes Acosta is not all that. I know he's ranked, but it's at heavyweight. Taliesin Teixeira is ranked, and he's only had one fight in the UFC. I'm going to say Ryan Spann finishes him by knockout. I'm not sure, but Ryan Spann is a pretty powerful dude. Definitely going to be a lot faster. I'm going to say more powerful, but Waldo has a pretty good chin. I know, okay, how I kind of see this fight going, one possibility, Ryan Spann's giving him work on the feet, and then Waldo just tries to shoot a takedown, and then he gets guillotined, which is exactly the same way Spann versus OSP went. I don't know why I picked OSP to win that fight. I know Ryan Spann has bad IQ. He has a bad fight IQ, doesn't make great decisions, but he's a heavyweight. He's moving up. This is the right thing to do. He's going to beat a lot of heavyweights, I think. So I'm going to say Ryan Spann gets this one done. Probably, I don't know, by finish, any round. Now we're to the main card. Seungwoo Choi versus Kevin Vallejos. Kevin Vallejos will probably win this fight. But it's not really that tricky, honestly. I'm going to say Kevin Vallejos, tough guy. Took all of Gene Silva's shots, which is impressive. We know how good Gene Silva is now. And 29-28 in that fight, he lost, but that was still impressive. Seungwoo Choi, a lot of losses. I mean, he hasn't really been winning. He got knocked out by Steve Garcia and Mike Trizano. Not really liking that too much. His chin isn't very good at all. I'm going to say Kevin Vallejos probably knocks him out. I'm going to say round 1, honestly. Yeah. All the marbles, I'm going to say round 1 for Kevin Vallejos. There's no odds on this fight. I don't know why. But Kevin Vallejos, not the biggest featherweight. He is, how tall is he? He is 5'7". That's not too bad. Seungwoo Choi is 6 foot at featherweight. I have no idea if he's actually 6 foot. He looked about the same height, if not shorter, than Steve Garcia, who is he 6 foot? I think Steve Garcia is 6 foot. Anyway, I'm going to say Kevin Vallejos wins this fight by round 1 knockout. Seungwoo Choi maybe catches him. I really don't see it. Kevin Vallejos is a pretty tough dude. Now, Diyar Nurgozhay versus Brendson Ribeiro. I'm going with Diyar Nurgozhay. Why? I'm going to say, well, we've seen Brendson Ribeiro out-grappled before by Gajasilov. Not very great. He kind of just got wet-blanketed there. That was pretty frustrating to watch. Diyar Nurgozhay, he's been winning. I know he's knocked people out. He's subbed guys. He has a 60% knockout rate, 20% sub. I know Brendson Ribeiro, fast twitch guy, probably hits pretty hard, but he fought. He's fought Kyle Machado. That was unimpressive. That was a bad fight. Okay. That was pretty low level. But he won. And then, I mentioned Gajasilov. He also fought Zhang Minyang, got knocked out, but a lot of people get knocked out by Zhang Minyang. That's just what he does. Diyar Nurgozhay, he's been winning in the PFL. I know PFL level isn't UFC level, but there's levels to the PFL, and he's fought at a higher level over there. I'm going to say Diyar Nurgozhay probably gets a knockout. I'm going to actually say he takes Ribeiro down and grounds and pound TKOs him. I'm going to say round 2. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. Blackshear versus Cody Gibson. I'm going to go with Blackshear here. I know ugly record, 15-7, not great, but Cody Gibson, he's beat Brian Kelleher. I don't really think that's a great win. He lost to Brad Katona. Brad Katona's alright, but I'm gonna say Blackshear gets this one done. I know he got knocked out in 18 seconds by Montel Jackson, but Montel Jackson's pretty good. He had a very close fight with Mario Batista. Could have gone to him, to be honest. He had a good twister over Jose Johnson. Gibson's way of winning at most of his fights is by grappling. Blackshear's pretty good in grappling, and he has some danger on the feet with Cody Stamen. He flying kneed him. Didn't knock him out with that, but he subbed him with a rear naked after. I think that was in the first round. So I don't really think Blackshear will submit Gibson. He could. I'm going to say probably a dominant decision from Blackshear or a knockout. Moving on, Alexander Hernandez and Kurt Holobaugh. I'm going to go with Hernandez. I know he's had some losses, 8 losses, 15-8. He was a very good prospect at one time, but kind of fell off a bit, but he's pretty good, The Beneil Dariush one, very good. Although, maybe he did fight kind of dirty. No glove touch. And this is at lightweight. Hernandez is a lot better at lightweight than he is at featherweight. He needs to stay at lightweight. I know he's not beating ranked competition, but I'm going to say he beats Kurt Holobaugh, who's 38 years old. Getting up there. He is a bit taller than Hernandez. Hernandez does have longer reach. I'm going to go with Hernandez by unanimous decision. Now the co-main event, Chidi Njokuani versus Alizo Zaleski dos Santos. Close fight. They're pretty evenly matched. I'm going to go with Chidi Njokuani here. I know he's had some not very nice losses, like Albert Duraev. Not very good. He could have done a lot better. Chidi Njokuani is very talented, just sometimes underperforms. Which, he is a very talented guy. Straight shots, clinch, kicks. He's very good. He's very talented, but sometimes just underperforms. He did get TKO'd by Oleksiejczuk, but Oleksiejczuk just wouldn't go down, so split decision with Reese McKee. Not the best look, but did have a very dominant win over Jared Gooden. Zaleski, I don't know if he's too much of a grappling threat. He took down Randy Brown, but did he even take him down? No, he hurt him with a left hand and ended up on top. Almost got a submission, I think. Zaleski's way to win is most likely to catch Njokuani or put him in a sub. Njokuani, he's pretty good in the clinch. Rangy, I'm going to say he keeps Zaleski at range and gets this one done by decision. 29-28. And now the main event. Marvin Vettori versus Roman Dolidze too. Now, I'm not too confident in this prediction, but I'm going to go with Roman Dolidze. Actually, I'm decently confident because Marvin Vettori has had a very long layoff off the Jared Cannonier fight. He took a beating in that one. I know he won the first round, but that was just a beat down from round 2 to 5. I know he doesn't get finished. Vettori has the best chin I've ever seen. But Dolidze's pretty tough, too. Yeah, he's pretty tough. I don't see a finish in this fight. If it is going to be a finish, I'm going to say maybe a submission from Dolidze. If Vettori shoots a takedown, he probably does not. I'm very likely he does not shoot a takedown. Dolidze's probably going to shoot some takedowns. I do think they will get defended by Vettori. Dolidze's striking isn't that bad. They very easily outstruck Anthony Smith. I know it's Anthony Smith, but that's all right to do. You need some level of... You need to be kind of good to do that. You need to be a decent fighter to pick apart Anthony Smith. And then he had a fight with Kevin Holland. Pretty easy win there. Just took him down, and then Holland supposedly broke his rib. Don't know if he actually did, but he would have won that fight anyway, Dolidze. And lost to Imavov, which was a pretty bad fight, I'll be honest. But he had moments against Imavov. I know one judge scored a draw. There was a point deduction. In 2 close rounds, I think Imavov won, but we know how good Imavov is. He knocked out Adesanya. He was kind of getting picked apart by Adesanya, but he did knock him out. And then Imavov also beat Brendan Allen pretty clearly. So for Dolidze to take Imavov to a 5-round decision, that's all right. That's pretty good. I'm going to say Dolidze wins this fight. I know Vettori, maybe he has a really good reintroduction into the sport, but I'm going to say Dolidze probably wins this one by decision. Vettori probably will get some rounds in there, but I'm going to say it 48-47, maybe from Dolidze. Vettori could win this fight, maybe. Maybe it's a close decision, who knows. But their first fight, let's talk about that. It was a good first fight. It could have went to Dolidze. Judges favored the leg kicks from Vettori and some body language because Vettori doesn't really get hurt. So, but maybe with Dolidze's punches, you can score that fight for him. I'm going to say Dolidze wins this fight, though. Maybe they do a trilogy. I know a lot of the time they don't really do trilogies like that unless it's a very high-profile fight, but I'm going to say that Dolidze wins this one. So, yeah, that's going to be it, and see ya.